Howdy. Wasn't expecting to go live so soon with another broadcast, but, well, things have suddenly happened. Overlord, The Sacred Kingdom was released in theaters recently. To be fair, I was thinking about actually doing a live from the parking lot series. It just didn't work out because the theater I went to was very dark. So if I put my iPad's video camera on, you'd probably not be able to see me. In fact, let's see, we kind of look like this the whole time. And yeah, that'd be kind of annoying. uh, okay, let's just get to it. Yeah. The studio did an excellent job in the animation of this. It's probably some of the best you're going to see Overlord for quite some time. However, unlike the Konosuba movie, this kind of showed why you kind of need an extra season. Because there was a lot packed into this one. Now, if you're expecting the regular Overlord cast to show up, you're going to be very disappointed. Twins don't show up. Kairos, one of my favorite characters. I just love the way how he's just like the most rational, and yet he's like the least human looking. He looks like a giant praying mantis with armor on. He's not in it either. Abeto makes a brief cameo. But yeah, you're here to see Ainz. And what happens is him and Demiurge had set up a little scheme to how he can get the love and approval of the Sacred Kingdom. Sorry, that was a big spoiler. They give it away halfway through the movie, just to let you know. I just love, though, how they just basically screw over this guy, Remedius. Sorry, I had to read it out. Custodio. Remedius Custodio. They basically the whole movie just screwing her over one bit after a time. First off, they kill the princess in front of her. Second off, she gets defeated and thwarted at every single turn of the movie. On top of this, we found her squire. Just give me a second. Nella Barja. I can't pronounce it. Sorry, I'm destroying the name. But she ends up basically becoming Ainz's biggest acolyte as this movie goes on. And boy, does she go a route that even Ainz was kind of surprised. Like, where the ends justify all means. That type of trajectory of the character. It actually kind of, I mean, it's just one of those things like just watching this person. I mean, she's weak, small, but oh boy, she becomes probably Ainz's biggest ally by this movie ends. I mean, yeah, you can see it coming from a mile away that this was all basically just a plot by Ainz. I mean, it is funny though watching like somehow that his plans sometimes go awry, even though it really is going in his favor. It still ends up going awry for some reason. As I said, I saw the English dub, and obviously the cast here was excellently dubbed for this one. I had a blast watching it on the big screen, and it was a very good 2 hours. But yeah, this probably would have been better if it was just a regular TV OVA, or even better, just make it part of season 5. It probably would have worked out much better. Just make a 24 episode season. It's not like you do for other series. Talking about which, let's talk about ReZero a bit. Yeah, all of a sudden we just ended up getting a bit of a dump. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to have to go from a 2 for 4 so quickly, but because Overlord I had to do, I figured why not? Let's do a little catching up. And episode 2 of season 3. Back to the loop. Yep. Subaru's curse continues. Curse continues. Where he constantly has to keep repeating and repeating and dying and dying. As you know, in episode 1, he dies by being, the little kid gets thrown off the tower and it causes everybody else in the crowd to basically die, which includes Subaru. And of course, episode 2 begins with Subaru coming to realization he just died. He ends up walking off and trying to save Loosefeld, and he ends up being hung. And yeah, I'm surprised no one's come up with this meme. Subaru didn't kill himself. Now, of course, it does kill Loosefeld because, they're both connected. And that's kind of how the Sin Archbishop Wrath's power actually works. She's able to connect people so their fates are forever intertwined, which works out for the next loop. You see, Subaru is able to get Felt's a hired hand to finally call in. Give me a second to think. The Master Swordsman. And boy, did I feel bad for this guy. I mean, yeah, he was going to win no matter what. But I don't think he wanted to be responsible, had the blood of an entire crowd on his hands like that. Poor guy. Reinhardt. Oh, come on. Why'd you have to do this to Reinhardt? And obviously going to the next one. And this time she finally includes Betty. And then Amelia, because of Priscilla's insistence, decides to tag along. I was kind of surprised she went as extreme to begin with, like basically throwing a ice block at the entire tower, which the Archbishop of Wrath was on. But for some reason, it didn't crash. I mean, looking at it, that thing should have fell to the ground, that tower. Some really good engineering, isn't it? Considering that ice block probably outweighs the tower by a lot. And considering the impact, probably made that thing very structurally unsound. But yeah, this is fantasy, so physics can go out the door. And then we have a fight, and it was a very good fight between Amelia and the Archbishop of Wrath. And then finally she gets the upper hand by showing her one of her hostages, which causes Amelia to stop. She engulfs her in flame. And oh boy, Regulus Cornelius is back, baby. The man with all the rights. And he comes back with a vengeance for these 2 episodes. After all, why did Subaru introduce himself? It is against his right as a human being. I just love the speech pattern of Regulus. And then, of course, they end up having a small fight between her and the Archbishop of Wrath. And, of course, you can't really attack him because most of his powers is based on force. And, he ends up basically paralyzing Subaru temporarily, basically taking off a good chunk of his leg as he passes out. Luckily, Beatrice was there to save him. And then he wakes up, and Al is there. Apparently, Al was able to get enough people to the square to basically save most of the people there. But wow. And of course, Felix makes his presence known by putting his finger on the wound. And boy, that wound gets a lot of wear and tear. I'll tell you this. And of course, we have the other subplot, Garth. And boy, does he ends up having a huge twist here. First off, he discovers the person that looks like his mother. Him and Mimi goes to the house, and obviously she's living a good life. And she finds out that she has the same exact name as his mother. I'm suspecting that, yeah, this is probably his mother for all intents and purposes. Of course, he does confront the husband, and he finds out that, yeah, she did lose her memory at some point. And then when she went, then he goes to the square and finds that, yeah, the Archbishop of Lust suddenly shows up. And two members of the Witch's Cult. One is able to grow multiple arms out of his back for some reason. The other is a very good swordsman. And yeah, Mimi gets hurt, severely hurt in this one. So if you don't like watching cat people being injured, yeah, this is not the episode for you. But she does survive. Don't worry. Of course, back at Priscilla's, sorry. Of course, back in Anastasia's place. I said Priscilla, she's not involved yet. At Anastasia's place, they start scheming against the Witch's Cult, especially after the media brings up the Archbishop of Lust about Bender from Futurama. See what's going on? Sorry, just looking there. And of course, the group, Garth comes in with the body of poor Mimi. Poor cat person. Barely holding on. And all Felix can do is just watch as the wound stays open. Because apparently one of the Witch Cult members has the ability to keep a wound open indefinitely. So they go to confront them. And it's kind of weird because you notice that Julius is there and he notices right off the bat that Subaru is very much shaken. And he actually goes and calms him down quite a bit, giving him a level head as they go into fight against the Witch's Cult. And the two members, they could do nothing against them, but they do attack the tower that the so-called Witch of Lust, the Archbishop of Lust appears on. She's in a dragon form, and yeah, she's not very typically intimidating. More annoying in both versions, English and Japanese. They make their way on the tower, and something I never thought I would ever see: a Princess Carry of Miss Crochet by Subaru. Did anyone see that one coming? And of course, Subaru lands on his bad leg. And yeah, Gluttony is there to greet them. All in all, a great series of 3 episodes. And I really wondered where this is going. Acting was done very well in both versions. Animation, well, White Fox, you know you're always going to get great results. They're great at it. Now, I guess I got to talk about Ranma. P. Chung, he's good for nothing. Okay, unlike the original series, we had the couple adopting P. Chung, making him pork chop, trying to feed him another roast pig, suckling pig. Yeah, that was not involved in the 2024 version. But once again, the person who plays Ryoga is, wow, just fantastic. I mean, he really feels like he feels like he's doing an impression of Michael Donovan without actually doing an impression of Michael Donovan. And talking about someone who also does a pretty good job, the next episode we had Kodachi, the Black Rose. And yeah, this is pretty much like their first two episodes of the introductory. Well, first episode and a half. Goes up to where Akane breaks her leg going through the ball. This is one of the few times I actually think the 2024 thing did much better because they actually put a lot of action into the training montages with Akane. Trying to learn martial arts, rhythmic gymnastics. Also another change was that fact that I guess it's more to do with the comic. Other Franken High's rhythmic gymnastics team does actually go into disguise. Well, basically, they had bandages over their heads. And of course, Ranma thinks that they're actually boys, which angers the hell out of them. This was done very well. If you had to remake this episodes, these couple of episodes, I think they're 11 through 14. I think that's in their order, like 11 through 14 or something like that. They were done very well. I'm talking about the original series. So far, Studio Mappa has done an excellent job with Ranma. I have no complaints. And back to Sacred Kingdom. I guess we might as well end it what we were starting with the discussion with. Because I don't think I ever gave this movie a grade. I think I told you, this should have been part of the series. I just felt there's a lot of information here, and this probably could have done as a part of another season, not a whole season, just part of it. Don't get me wrong, it was very well animated, and because of that, yeah, I'm going to give this a pretty strong B, BB plus. So I mean, we pretty much covered quite a bit in these last 16 minutes. Interestingly enough, I was only planning to do about 11. And I'm pretty much ready to check out. As you know, next time I'll probably be on for ReZero. It'll definitely be past the halfway point of part 1 of season 3. Yeah, ReZero seasons are quite long. I mean, the last season was 25 episodes. And for Ranma, I'll probably do another review, this time a separate one instead of a live cast, although do not quote me on that. It might change, especially the fact we have Thanksgiving coming up. I mean, it wasn't like last weekend a big event happened. By the way, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans on YouTube. And as for me, I'm going to check out. Bye.